We are live here at McDonald's Jones Stadium, the home of the Newcastle Knights, ready to watch the mighty Penrith Panthers take on the Newcastle Knights. Both teams have a little bit of recruitment on the offseason. Obviously, the Newcastle Knights losing three players to retirement: Robbie Elms, Jack Anu, and Logan Strange. While the Panthers had a major shift up over their entire spine with Jack Morrison, changing a few things as he takes over captaincy. I'm joined in the commentary box by Dustin Richards. Dustin, what do you think about this match?
Looking forward to see how the new combination at Penrith goes. New captain, new halves as well. Also to see how the Knights go after the retirement of the legendary Logan Strange. Going to be very interesting for both these teams this season as they both look to play finals.
Yeah, it's going to be one to watch out for. Delaney gets the ball on tee. Coming back to his second stint at Penrith, obviously started over at Broncos, went to Penrith. Mid-season trade back over to Manly last season, but is now at Penrith, and he's been named the halfback. Leapfrogging, I say, not the start you would have liked for the Knights, and Lachlan Sinclair just putting Quinton Cotter to the ground as now the Knights working out their own end. Their second tackle up 5 metres out. This is not the start the Knights would have liked. Ash Crutcher actually playing the ball, but taking on his old club, along with Ash Turner, who, along with, as we mentioned earlier, Anthony Dane was mid-season traded out of Panthers last season as fourth tackle, 20 metres. This is ruthless from Penrith early on.
Yeah, 100% it is. I think it was that ball that Dom Ponston tried to give to one of his core forwards. Only making 20 metres in the first set isn't looking good. He passed back to Vaughan and a shallow kick to kick it back to the opposition's 40. Good field position here. As Fisher makes the break. Steps.
Yeah, honestly, they could have even started even further down. Fisher ran onto that, actually got behind him, which meant that he had to track back to get the ball. But they're still starting their first set in Season 6 inside their own half. It's going to be Logan Guys now, one of the new recruits, pushing up past the 30. He'll play it there. They send it over Delaney. Long pass over to Mataus. Another one of the recruits, Morrison, obviously formed a friendship with Mataus while they were at the Raiders together. And has chosen to bring him over to the Panthers as captain is now Fisher. Looking dangerous at fullback so far. Fifth tackle.
He's definitely roaming, getting that ball.
Have to agree. Delaney puts it high, but that's a penalty, and miscommunication there is going to give the Knights field position.
Yeah, they could have easily put more pressure on the Newcastle Knights, forced them to defend their own goal line there from a attacking kick, but just a kick there from Delaney. Very poor, and Knights will be able to breathe a little space here. They'll even start below from their first set, so good start there.
Yeah, I actually saw that Morrison gave a little bit of a word to Delaney. He wasn't happy about that. They just worked their ass off to get them in early position, obviously. Only 20 metres gained in that first opening set, and they were looking good, the Panthers, but a simple mistake's now going to get the Knights in field position, give them a bit of breathing room. So you got here Matthew Vaughan, short ball there to Ash Turner. This is up there, 25 metres out. This is the fourth tackle. Short side once more, Vaughan sends it over to Hone King. Hone King with some space. It's a space back on the inside. Couldn't find a support runner. I think it was Dylan Murray on the inside, and they played there. Fifth tackle. Murray sends it over. Great kick there by Bo Sadler. Pogston looking for it. But Blake Curtin gets around to make a brilliant tackle on the Knights fullback.
Great final defensive tackle there from the Penrith Panthers. I loved how King was able to get his hands on the ball second 2 times in that set. Shows he can be a real danger with that ball as Callum Irwin takes it up.
And sorry, I would like to correct my pronunciation on Hone King. It's not Hone King, it's Hone King. But it was a great run there nonetheless on the wing by Hone King as he made some decent meters. He's looking good to a young rookie. Obviously his first game. What do you know about Hone King for the viewers to know about, Dustin?
Hone King, fast with the ball, very electric. Good ball carrier coming out of their own end. I think he'll be a real dangerous player on that left edge, especially because I think Thompson will be roaming around that edge. So he'll be kind of form a combination, kind of like that Kalen Ponga type.
Yeah, I have to agree. Obviously, we saw Matthew Vaughan give him some early ball earlier, and now he's making some meters for himself as the other winger now, Mika Rashford, takes it up to just short of the 30 now. Bo Sadler sends it long over to Quinton Cotter.
It's interesting because in the draft last season, Knights drafted a lot of rookies and signed a lot of rookies. It was kind of a rebuild season within their first season. It'll be interesting to see if they pays off at the end of the second season for the Knights.
Have to agree, obviously Markley, the new captain of the Knights, making his way over to the lock position this season after primarily playing as a hooker and halfback. But he'll play lock this season as they send it back now. Dylan Murray gives it back to Matthew Vaughan, who's had a good start to this season. Gives it over to Nate Pute. Obviously, one of the better rookies last season, primarily playing as a centre. Has made a move to the wing position this season. So we'll have to see how that goes as Ole Parche looks to be playing a bigger role this season with some of the departments, obviously most notably in the front row. Luke Miakis has left the Panthers, so it's going to be see if he has a bigger role this season. Sending out to Jacob Morrison, the skipper. That's a solid run there from the winger. He'll play it there, third tackle. We go short side once more. This time it's Cody Mansell. Very elusive Cody Mansell, big body too. Gets just past the 40. Fourth tackle. This is looking good for the Panthers. Short ball there, Logan Guy, but they read it well. Bo Sadler and Quinton Cotter it is, I think. Sorry, Ash Turner, I think that might be bringing him down. As Delaney punts it into the backfield. Mika Rashford's again once more there. He gets past one. In fact, he's going to make Fisher look silly. Mika Rashford, his second touch in the SRL is going to go over distance. You're not catching him. And what a start from the Knights. Get their first opportunity, they'll take it. And Mika Rashford take a bow. Second touch with the footy. First SRL try.
All defense from the left edge of the Penrith Panthers there. Miko Rashford, I thought he would be a little too slow to reach that, but good on him. He's kind of like that Greg Marju type of player. He's followed off the kick return, as we saw there. He can score tries, he can barge over you. He's going to be a player to look out for this season.
Yeah, he actually made Nathan Fisher in defence look a little bit silly. It's very low set of gravity. Mika Rashford just managed to just find his way to the line, just kept going. It's a very quick play in Mika Rashford, and I've got to say it's a great start from the Knights. They come in with a lot of pressure, but Panthers are definitely favourites heading into this game, despite it being at, Newcastle's home ground. And they've started very well here.
And sure, they have Mark Lee, the man on the screen right now. He has been a influential player, I think. He's a great captain. He's learned a lot from Logan in the past. With him and Dom Ponkston leading the Newcastle Knights this season, it's very clear they have a plan to make the finals and win games. They've got a lot of faith in these rookies, and that will be their defining trait this season. Young talent.
And we've got to see why their Mika Rashford just absolutely just tore apart this close touch line of the Panthers. You've got players like Nathan Fisher that missed on him. Nate Pute looked a little bit silly for him, as thought that was an error. Matthew Vaughan picks up there. Let's take care of his head, which means play on. Not sure I agree with that from the ref, but nonetheless, probably has a better view than I do, so we're going to have to go with it there, as that's the third tackle now. They go short side. Veretto. Good run there into the clutches of Anthony Delaney, rings him down. There's, now a penalty. The Knights have to work their way upfield.
If you listened to me commentate last season, you would know the one thing I despise is giving a penalty away after you concede points. Penrith were notorious for it, as you would probably know, Lachlan. They've done it again. Good to see the Penrith of old still have a little bit kicking in them.
Yeah, I guess the energy I left around of holding on in tackles is still there after the Panthers this season, but 35 minutes out, this is a great opportunity for Newcastle to off ball. I thought they might have put it forward to Quinton Cotter. They're going to say play on. Second tackle, just past the 30. Ash Crutcher, long pass over to Johnny Dockledge. We have to see his first touch in the SRL. Very tall, very powerful centre. Can play fullback and wing too. Just to see how he goes in Season 6. Short ball there to Cotter now. That's the fourth tackle. 10 metres out. It's going to go short there. Ash Turner. He'd love to get a try against his old club. Pushes forward, but no, he's taken down. Fifth tackle. That's a good set though from the Newcastle Knights. Now they need a good kick at the end of it. Vaughan puts a kick in. It goes past the Crutcher, scores against his old club.
Great stuff there. You can tell that the core forwards are just trying to set up their halves there to ensure they can get an attacking kick in. Last season, we saw a flood of grubber kicks, and here we go, grubber kick try. Love the work from the core forwards of the Knights. That's definitely going to be their structural play, I believe. Getting space for their outside backs. We have Dom Ponkston, Murray, King, Dokulich, Vaughan, Crutcher, and Rashford as their 1 to 7. That's a lot of strength and speed in that back 7. I don't enjoy watching these folks.
I have to say, Ash Crutcher, he knows how to score a prize. And he scores another one right there. That was a beautiful try from Ash Crutcher. I want to point out, he noticed he was offside, got himself back onside. and then ran onto the kick, and it sort of bounced up for him. You know, I have to say, even on that grub kick, it was a good grub kick, good try. But man, some of the forwards, they were lazy with that. Callum Lerman needed more urgency to get to that ball, and he just didn't show it. And it sort of bounced over him, and unfortunately, it ended up landing in the clutches of Ash Crutcher. And the Knights, after the pressure that was on them early, have gone back-to-back tries, and now they lead 12-0 after just 15 minutes. This is great footy they're playing at the moment. I'm really loving it.
Yeah, Knights, they're really good footy indeed. I just mentioned Irwin. He played a lot on that right edge and in the lock position last year, I believe, if my memory serves correct. So he does have that experience defending on the edge. He just may be a bit of rust.
You have to agree, obviously, I do rate Irwin quite highly, but there's stuff like that. He just needs to get out of his game if he wants to develop into those top-tier forwards as Ponkston now. That's a very good run there from Dom Ponkston, getting up towards halfway, just short the 40. He'll play it there. Bo Sadler gives it inside there. Matthew Vaughan to Cotter. He pushes forward. He's had a good start to the game. Couldn't have got it in as they do, just starting very solid. They go wide now. Mark Lee running onto an edge here.
Cotter won't be that ball playing forward, I don't think. He'll be that hard running forward that will smash you if you get in his way. So he's definitely inviting into his job well as Nate Pute now receives the ball.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a while since they've had the ball. Obviously, 2 tries back-to-back as Seamus Wilson looks some space. Playing in the centre at the moment. Not usually centre, usually second row. I find it quite interesting that he's come over here to play centre. As they go short ball, that's a good short ball, but good read there by Mark Lee. Great tackle. And I have to agree with what you said about Mark Lee. I feel like he's going to be one of those players that also just does all 1%ers, right? You know, who won't miss many tackles, who make sure they stick, and they'll make sure if he does a good tackle will hurt. And definitely looking forward to see what he does. Anthony Delaney goal for 40-20. That's a beautiful kick. That's a beautiful kick. It's better than beautiful with the 40-20.
Anthony Delaney there. Great kick, as you said. In previous seasons, he's been at 14 for majority of his teams he's played with. So getting a solid starting spot now. See how he takes the reins of the 7.
As Ollie Partey, a bit of ball playing there. Short ball there to Irwin. To play it there. Second tackle. We're going to go Matus. Take it on the line. Obviously coming off the grand final loss. Looking for a try. In fact, he's got over. Matus with the straight for determination. Pushes forward. And I think he's got it down there.
Well, we'll see how the video ref sees it. Well, that angle doesn't really show anything.
Oh, yeah,
there we go. He's touched grass.
That is, I have to say, it's disappointing from Knights. It's all the pressure they put the Panthers under. It was a good kick by 40-20, but that's a soft try to concede. Just Matus, I didn't realise he was that strong. Just got the ball, pushed forward, and Ponkston and the Bo Sadler players you'd expect to be stronger than him. Just couldn't keep him up off the ground.
I would 100% agree, especially with Sadler. He played that 13 position last year for the Newcastle Knights. He was great in that 13. Him and Bailey Wilson for me, as well as Chris Lord, really showed how powerful they can be in that 13 position. Interesting that him and Lee have now swapped positions.
Yeah, Bo Sadler in the hooker position. Going to be doing all scoot up. I feel like he's both Bo Sadler and Mark Lee very similar players. Both have low center of gravities that can just, you know, they can go down low and just get the ball to the line if they need to. I find it interesting that they have swap position. I wonder what sort of tactical position. I wonder if that's sort of because Mark Lee wants to be that first receiver and help out in the halves. Wants to sort of help out more in the halves, something where it can be in the captain. Sort of lead more in the lock position compared to the hooker positioners. They have here, no, that's an intercept.
Oh,
there.
what the heck?
Ash Crutcher has it now. I'm not sure what's happened there, but we're going to say play on. Ash Crutcher, the Knights once again attacking the line. They go short side here. Djokovic, inside ball, Ponkston. Oh, that's a bit too easy. Ponkston slices up the middle, cuts straight through like butter, and he'll score for Knights' third try.
I love the intensity that the Knights brought there. They didn't mess around there to say, oh, we're on attack now. How do we switch it up? They've gone from one defensive mindset to the attacking mindset. Great to see that they can flip a switch and they're there.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed on that try. Ponks will be disappointed that he was involved and he couldn't stop it, but he gets one back there and basically neutralises it. Great stuff there.
As I mentioned earlier, Dom Ponkston is going to be a roaming fullback. He was when I was playing with him in season 4. He has that footy brain, I will say.
Yeah, and he just pushes forward there. I have to say, Ponkston is just a very good fullback, and Just there showed why, just slicing straight through the middle. And the Panthers, they have to get a sport with that. An error off the kickoff, and it doesn't take long to defend them. Considering how good Panthers' forward pack is, I sort of expected that goal line defense at the very least, especially up the middle, would be solid. But so far it hasn't been.
I 100% agree with you. There's one particular player I haven't seen much of this game, and that's Lennox Prakash.
You have to agree, he's playing in a lock position, but I have to say, for a lock, you know, Mark Lee's getting hands on the ball. I don't think I've actually said his name at all this game.
I don't believe you have. It's a bit worrying because Lennox Prakash is notoriously a 1% player. But I don't think he's shown up for anything in this game yet. I may be wrong, you know. I'm only one man with two eyes, so I can't see everything on the field.
Yeah, that was a very good kick from not Delaney, sorry, Murray, but it wasn't a 40, it could have been a 40, but it could have been a ball nonetheless. So the Panthers have the ball once more. Goes Logan Guy straight in the middle. That's a good run. Gets it off, but back to Dia. This is looking better from the Panthers. Their forwards starting to link up here. Dia will play it there. Long pass over to Irwin. Irwin will take a nice run up there. He'll play it. That's the fourth tackle. It's going to go back to Mata'us. He will stand in flat-footed there. Can't do much of it, and he's there to be met by what looks to be Alex Christie and Bo Sadler. That's the fifth tackle now. Goes back there. Prakash, there he is, taking the kick down there. Now to Mika Rashford. We know he's dangerous. Mika Rashford, oh my god, he's going to go again. Mika Rashford, what a debut this is. Mika Rashford, just show us what you can do. Stop it. Stop it. He's going to score a second. What a try.
He absolutely burnt them all. I was going to commemorate Penrith on that they just had, especially Prakash, because he did just switch on, and for the line break assist. But Rashford, second time he's done that to the Penrith Panthers.
Yeah, I have to have a look at themselves and say, what happened there? Delaney, Ute, Wilson just made them look silly on that kick return. Irwin too, they looked silly, and Mika Rashford got past one of them, and then he just burnt them. He absolutely burnt them in the Knights. Or 24-6. I don't think anyone thought this would happen. They're tying with the clock at the moment.
Certainly not. They scored twice in the first 15 minutes, and now they scored another two within 10. That's how good the Knights have been this season, this game. They've built pressure, they've completed their sets, they've got the good kicks away. Let's see how Dom now takes the ball.
Yeah, I just think the Knights at the moment, they're doing all the little things right, and the tries are just following. You know, they're not missing many tackles, they're just making sure they have men in the tackle. Mark Lee's, I think, that's not anything special, but I think I just think he's just getting his hands on the ball enough where he's just doing great stuff at the moment. Here's another one back on the inside to Pogston. Pogston, in fact, he beats Fisher. Pogston is going to score a second, and the Knights score 3 tries in about 5 minutes.
Beans in the Newcastle. This is outstanding footy. Again, it's Pogston. He gets a double. They're going to get the kick for 30 points in the first half.
I'm shocked. I'm absolutely shocked. Just as I was mentioned, Mark Lee just getting his hands on the ball. Matthew Vaughan decides to send it over his way. He draws a pass, sends it on his inside, and Pogston does the rest. Again, it's nothing that Mark Lee's doing that's incredible, but it's just he's getting his hands on the ball. He's playing a perfect lock roll, I think. And just there, he just looked on the inside against his old club. Saw Pogston was there. Just said, here you go, mate. And Pogston has enough speed. He just did it himself. And I think what was disappointing about that set too from the Panthers was they were just backing away. They just didn't look like they wanted to make the tackle on Pogston.
Yeah, certainly. Nathan Fisher tried to, and then I think he saw Pogston's shadow and thought it was him. One must have been in his eyes, but just on Mark Lee. Don't have to be anything special in the 13. Just have to allow space for your key playmakers. That's exactly what he's doing.
He's just sort of creating space. It's actually the perfect thing I would like I'm glad to see Mark Lee doing at the Newcastle Knights. Not necessarily, again, he's not doing like a Chris Lauder or Matt Harris where he's just breaking tackles left, right and centre. But he's just doing what he needs to do to create spaces for other players around him. And that's exactly what he's doing, and it's just perfect. It's a T for tonight. It's absolutely brilliant.
He's playing his own kind of footy. He's not going to try and copy anyone. And I'm glad. As they're now expanding the Newcastle Knights a bit back Crutcher was. I think they could have allowed for a shorter pass.
And look, once more again, getting Christie onto it. Christie finds the offload to Sadler. This is brilliant from the Knights. They get to the 5th tackle here. Bo Sadler plays a Ponks to a dummy half, sends it back there to Matthew Vaughan. That's a brilliant kick there, high and away. Down to Jacob Morrison. We know he's good. Jacob Morrison, here we go. Morrison, we know you can line it up. Morrison taking on Ponkston. I think Ponkston's going to get him, but it's going to give Penrith a good opportunity to potentially bounce back here. Bo Sadler, Morrison brought down there, first tackle. It's going to be
Ash now runs it up.
Pushing up there. That Mark Lynn, I think that's Lachlan Cherney to bring him down. Long ball over to Irwin. Irwin pushing forward. He's taken down there by his old teammate Ash Crutcher. That's the 3rd tackle. That looked a bit forward, I have to say, in fact. Not going to be caught forward, but a massive shot put there on, I think that's Lachlan Sinclair, and Matthew Vaughan dives on it. And the Newcastle Knights scramble and survive.
The Penrith Panthers just have ants in their pants in that set. They couldn't impose themselves. They couldn't set them up for that to try and pressure the Knights. They could to try scoring play. They just need to hold firm. Trust your players, the man outside of it and inside of you. Just need a bit of pressure, get the momentum back in the game.
Oh, that's a poor error, though. They got that all wrong there, the Newcastle Knights, and now Penrith prevented with another opportunity. They need to take this one. If they want any hits coming back, Penrith, they need to take this one. Wilson setting it up. Goes long ball over to Lennox McCash. That's a good run. We needed that. They needed that, sorry. Mark Lee's going to take him down. 2nd tackle. 9 minutes to go. If they get something here, well, they could see it. That's going to be called knock on. No, we're going to say play on. Wilson pushing forward, but he's going to be held up over the line. Great scramble from the Newcastle Knights.
100% it's Prakash who is stepping up. With Ollie Pache and Sinclair off at the moment, Prakash needs to be that leader in the middle and, make those hard-hitting runs. Exactly what they do. They're on 3rd now, I think. They just need it to their kick.
They go short side again, and that's going to be an error. Again, they're going to try to take him over the sideline. They're not going to make it, though. Johnny Dockledge up in their face, the rookie. That's a good play. And Newcastle survive. As now Ponkston, again, he's taking early hit-ups. I think this is close to Ponkston's best game already. We're only halfway through it. Sorry,
he's just allowing him to get himself more ball, Ponkston. I just have a question for you, Lachlan.
Yes.
If you were the captain again for the Penrith Panthers, would you make changes to this left side at halftime? Because it's not clicking at the moment.
I think you'd have to have Oshay Olayan. Oh, that's a terrible kick. It's going to work, though. Ferrero, what a play. Sorry, I will finish the question now. That starstruck me, actually, in Newcastle. They're just doing everything's right goal for them. But I think I'd have to take Seamus on. Probably put, I believe they have John Boyd-Marver on the bench, which is shocking to me. But yeah, I think I'd have to put him on and play him at centre and move Wilson. Either take him off entirely, put him on the bench. I just think I need a centre out there, not a second row who's just trying to defend the centres. It's not going to work. The speed of Mika Rashford, Dom Ponkston is just too much.
I would agree, 100%. I think that is... And they also got Oshay Ole there, so where they play him is going to be a little bit interesting.
3rd tackle to Panthers. They're pushing forward. They started so well. Knights only made 16 metres in the opening set. But the Panthers, they're not even looking likely at the moment. Delaney, that's a good kick. He's already got one 40-20. He's looking for another. I don't think it has the angle. Ponkston, in fact, back there to make a brilliant take. It'll push up to the 40. 1st tackle. 5 minutes to half time. The Panthers cannot afford to concede again. Goes back in there to Christie. Alex Christie. He's very strong, Alex Christie. He'll play it there just short off the 50 to go back over here to Ponkston. Ponkston again. Gets it off the back on the inside to Ferretto. That's a good run. Look, everything's going right for them at the moment. Ferretto will play it there. 3rd tackle. Goes Christie.
It's almost like they're playing touch footy, this Newcastle side. Throwing the ball around every way.
I have to grab it inside there to Ponkston. They're going to have a defender there. I think that's Logan Guys to make the tackle. Brilliant set once again from the Newcastle Knights. Just showing a lot of guts. It's going to be Vaughan to put it high. Oh, that's a brilliant kick. That's a great kick. Tap back. Ponkston looking for a second. 3rd, sorry. Looking for a 3rd. No, he's on his back.
Great defense there by Penrith, allowing 3 men to tackle Ponston. That's how dangerous Ponston can be from receiving the ball. You need 3 men just for him. I'm liking Mataus here. You know, a lot of things haven't gone his way on the left edge with Irwin. His short balls are really causing some trouble. As Nate Cute now.
That's great stuff there. That's what they need, Panthers. They get off to Bailey Wilson. This is looking good. The Panthers needed that. Who could have gone the whole distance if he just had a little bit someone on his outside, but they're going to play at their third tackle. Goes Mataus. Short ball there. Thanks for catching. They're going to try here. I give them a little bit of chance. 18 points behind is definitely better than 24. It's going to go there. Mataus gets the tackle. Oh, great tackle once again. It's Mark Lee once again on Mataus. I'll argue that's a try here. 5th tackle. It's going to go Delaney. He's actually played pretty well with his kicking game so far today. Tack back. Fisher. Fisher for the line. I think he's over. They're going to go upstairs. Said no try. That's a try for my liking. And I think Fisher's going to give this one the green lights. And although I think it's unlikely, it gives them a little bit of a glimpse for a comeback.
You mentioned it just before. Anthony Delaney's kicking game has been superb. That's twice now. From the 2 times they've scored, it's come off his kicks. 40-20, that bomb. Great stuff by Anthony.
Yep, so that's the one area that I think has improved on massively. It was one of the things that we probably, when we were at Penrith, that's why we sort of gave him the notice went after the Ole. Well, maybe that's the reason he's got over Ole. It was an ability to improve his kicking game. Although he does miss that one there. 30 points to 10. You know, it's not ideal, but it is definitely better than what we would potentially have when it was 30. They scored 30 points in 24 minutes tonight. So it's definitely an improvement. Panthers over the last 15 minutes. But the Newcastle Knights, they're just playing. I still think the Newcastle Knights are on top of them in a lot of ways. It was that one set that got them downfield. It was a great set. Be careful as Mark Lee's going to kick off now. He sends it deep down to Fisher. He'll give it there to Ole Parche. Take the first hit up. This will probably be the last play before half-time. Mataus takes it on. Short ball there. Logan Guys. And that's going to be half-time. The Panthers down against the Newcastle Knights at home. 30 points to 10.
Pan 5. Pan 5.
Back in the second half, Mark Lee getting ready to put the ball back on the tee. Side up by 20. That's right, 20 points at half time. No, the screen is not glitched. The Knights did score 30 first half points and are up 30 points to 10. Dustin Richards, your thoughts on the first half?
I thought the Newcastle Knights played great footy. A little clunky at times, but they were really showing up. Whereas Penrith, a lot of things weren't going their way, especially on that left edge, which has been managed as, I believe, it is John Boy Mayava coming on for Seamus Wilson.
And that was a great run by Cody Deer with O'Shea, who's just coming to the field now on the back end of that upper. That was great. In fact, Nathan Fisher now. This is very good from the Penrith side. Great set after, I guess after the points technically, but after what the first half they delivered as Logan Guys takes a set and run there. This is looking better. 4th tackle on the 20. This is great stuff. Inside ball. That was a bit of a nothing play. Mansell swarmed by Knights defenders. 5th tackle now.
Penrith has shown the intent they did in the first set of the game when they kept the Knights to 16 points. Oh! His own player was in the way.
I think Cody Deer was in the way after tapping it back. And Fisher couldn't get through, and because of that try is pretty much gone. That could have been a try, would have been such a great try, but unfortunately, the Knights can't do it. That's a great run there from Quinton Cotter.
I think I heard Jacob Morrison yelling at Diab there off at his own wing, so he's not happy with his call forward.
Yeah, I wouldn't be either, as Dom Ponson makes his way up the field. It's trying to look some things, actually. seems that Mark Lee has gone back into the hooker role. Both sides are getting a breather. Interesting decision there. But I'm not... Keeps Mark Lee on the field for longer, so I'm not even... I think that's actually a pretty good, decent move, to be fair, as they go over to Ponkston. This is looking good. Ponkston looking for a hat-trick. He's going to get it. And they continue where they left off. They're 6th try of the game, and there's still 37 minutes left to play.
Unreal. I don't know. They're just playing simple footy, and it's looking fantastic. You know? It's something that we didn't see from the Knights last season. We saw brief hints of it, but now we're really seeing it.
I mean,
The Panthers, though. The Abs will be kicking himself.
I mean, Ponkston, that was just a great little line run there. Not sure who passed it. Might have been Ash Crutch, might have been Matthew Vaughan. Just got him, he got on the outside of the play, took on the line, and Fisher once again was in a poor position. I hate single players out. I love Fisher, but I feel like his defensive fullback has to be questioned so far this game. I mean, you know, Ponk, he screwed up with Ponks in the second try. The kick returns he's been turned inside out, and that one there just was in the wrong position the entire time. Never looked like making a tackle.
Yeah, you're right there, 100%. Something that he does need to work on, although he can't work on it if you don't play that position.
I guess that is a true position. Obviously, he had a bit of time playing there back in season 4, I think it was. Played a bit of fullback, where I think he played pretty decent that year at fullback position after starting in, having been moved around a bit, playing centre, played a bit of wing before eventually finding his home fullback. But the Knights now up by 26. It's going to be even harder now for a comeback to happen. I think if they get, honestly, I think if they got that try early with Fisher, because it would have been the second try of the game, I feel like the Panthers would have been in a position to potentially, you know, get themselves back into the game. But fortunately, it goes down the other end, Knights score, and well, it ends up being a 12-point turnaround with them now being down by 26 instead of only down by, say, 14. As Morrison now makes a good catch there.
You're 100% correct there, because if they had scored, they would have gotten possession of the ball back. The Knights would have never gained it until following it from the Panthers. So they need to now rebuild on that pressure they built, because they just keep letting it out. They don't constantly have pressure on Newcastle.
And they came out with a lot of energy too. I actually thought that first set was a terrific set. They were 4 tackles on the 20-metre line. Cook set a beautiful kick, just couldn't finish it off. And it felt like that once they couldn't finish it off, their heads just went down. They just went down, and as a consequence, the Knights went up to it. Oh, now they get their 5th tackle wrong up. Crash gets in the way. And it's another screw up by the Panthers. Another moment where their forwards aren't running the right lines. And now the Knights start the set on the 40.
It's frustrating there for Penrith. They just keep making silly mistakes. It's something that can be easily fixed. You know, they're 26 points down, sorry. 30 minutes left in this game. They're going to have to start putting points on quickly if they want to have any contention.
That's going to be the 3rd tackle on the 40. Inside there to Jack Tedesco. Not making as many minutes as I would have liked this run. Jack Tedesco takes it there. It's going to be the 4th tackle. Short ball there. Ash Crutcher running a line. Not sure he was meant to be the one running it, but he takes it nicely there to crash the man to pull him down. 5th tackle. Goes back. Bourne punts it over. Morrison's there again. It's been dangerous off this kick return. Oh, that's a good tackle by Hone King and Dylan Murray. The young wing centre combination taking that. It's a great tackle there as they spread it sideways there. Wilson, that's a good run. Gets an offload to Prakash. And to keep with those stuff, the forwards is where they're meant to be dangerous. Just hard running, getting offloads, and they could look a little bit dangerous here. As Morrison's bring down the captain. He's looked dangerous when he's had space, but he didn't have much space there. They go short side now, Delaney. He'll be taken out. I was thinking maybe 40-20, but Delaney's not out, and he's the one that's been kicking them. It's going to be Prakash to kick it. He was over 40, so no chance of 40-20. Pogster decides to take it there. And Pogster gets past 1. Fisher makes the tackle that time. And the Knights get up towards the 30.
Penrith trainer needs to get out in the field and give the message. Oh, I'll finish this bit later as Tedesco breaks the line.
Only had a little bit of speed there. It could have gone even further, Tedesco. Just didn't have quite the pace as they play on here, but continue what you were saying, Dusty.
They need to stop throwing the ball around. They have no right to at this point, Penrith, because they don't have any overlaps going. They need to construct their sets carefully to allow them to slowly march up the field and build pressure from their kicking game. Delaney was great with his kicking game in the first half. He needs to continue doing it.
There's Morrison now. That's looking good, but he's going to be taken down again. Pong said he's trying to inspire his team, Morrison, but it's not good enough. So they give now to Wilson. Second tackle. On the 30, the Panthers, they're just not looking likely at the moment. Mansell now. Mansell, this is good for Mansell. Tony Mansell, we know he is a very big body. Very big for a fullback centre. Going to be taken down there. I need more runs like that. Just hard running. Short ball there to guys. Not making too many meters there. Dylan Murray takes him down. And Matthew Vaughan. Delaney sends it over to Diab. That's the 5th tackle now. They'll play it there. If you're only just joining us, 30 first half points were scored. Mika Rashford, the man that just caught the ball there, scored 2 of them. Both kick return tries, and they both were absolutely insane for a rookie. Half time, he actually had only 3 runs. But 220 metres from those 3 runs. One of the best records I've seen for metres per run, as Tedesco will play it there. 3rd tackle. Crutcher, long ball over to Pongston, but they're there that time and met him there. Mansell the man to make the tackle. That's the 4th. Goes Tedesco. Tedesco straight up the middle. Looking for an outside runner, can't find him. Good 5th tackle now.
A lot of space given to Tedesco there that could have easily been avoided. That's twice he's done that to the Penrith Panthers as Morrison receives the kick.
That's another great tackle. We're already targeting Morrison, so if I have Cute on the other end, who's very elusive too, I would have thought they would have wanted to kick towards Cute, but they're kicking towards Morrison instead. And they're just wrapping it up, not giving you an opportunity to really be where they want to be as they get it go. Wilson now. See, it's back and forth stuff, but you just feel like the Knights are all over the Panthers, even though it's meant to be back and forth at the moment. Oh, that's a great run though. Faded down, oh damn. Over the top of Ponkston. That's a run. They didn't do anything in this game, Panthers. That's going to be a run that they'll look at. Goes Prakash, short ball there to Irwin. 5th tackle. Still 23 minutes to go, but it feels like it's the Knights day at the moment, and they kick down to Hone King, who they'll wrap him up there. That'll be the 1st tackle. So if you haven't yet, I suggest this, they give away a penalty, but if you haven't yet, do suggest you head down to the Discord. If you want to make your play today, join the Discord, join our community, create your player, and you can join the SRL today, or starting in our Minds comp. Obviously you can still eventually work your way up to the SRL, but another penalty there, now the Knights just gifted possession. That's disappointing from Penrith, considering they were starting to put the Knights in possession where they could sort of put pressure on their players, but I guess that pressure goes now. As hot Tedesco again.
Penrith are building momentum. They were doing really well, and then they just blow it yet again. Something that has continuously happened in this game. It's something that you need to scrub out of your game before the season's end.
That's Pongston looking for a 4th, and no! He doesn't get it. Oh, I thought for certain he was going to get a 4th there, but he pulled up short.
You mentioned Nathan Fisher's defense earlier was a bit of an issue, and it looked as if it was going to be the case again, but just narrowly getting the Pongston to force the knock on. Great there from him. Something he can work on in the future.
Pongston just straight through the gap. I reckon if he holds on to it, to be honest. He just tried to dive a little bit too early. I reckon if he holds on to it, probably can just run over Fisher. It's a much bigger body there, Pongston. He's going to go there, guys, now pushing forward.
Get back, look at me.
Going to send that long ball over to Irwin. 5th tackle now. This is a better set from the Panthers, working up towards halfway. If they can put a decent kick in, put some pressure on, that's going to be good as they kick down towards Mika Rashford. Mika Rashford decides to let it bounce, and they'll get a 7 tackle restart. Imagine that pulled up though. Diab was actually chasing that. That pulled up. Well, that would have been not great for Penrith, but luckily it didn't, as Doklich, who I believe is coming back on in the middle, takes a run there.
I think even if it had pulled up with the kick chase, I think Diab was offside. It's something I have to go back and revisit. It looked like he was 10 metres offside.
Well, yeah, that would have been another issue we would have had to look at if that was the case, but luckily we don't have to experience that theory because Webber went there as they go over to Pogson now. Irwin managed to wrap them. It's a good tackle by Irwin. Markley sends it over to Ash Crutcher, who gives it over to Jack Tedesco again, who's, I have to say, come on, he's been really good, Jack Tedesco.
He's certainly developed from his time at Rabbitohs. You know, I played with him last season. Quiet bloke, but he can do it. He can do anything you ask him with, which is really good to see. I hope he gets more of a prominent style of footy here. Oh! That was Tua. I thought that was going to be a knock-on, but instead he elects to run the ball to the 10-metre. Still a good outcome.
Yeah, Markley obviously maybe didn't want to kick. He didn't want to kick away, so he just decided to give it to Tua, and that was a great run by Tua. Just centering it now. It worked away, so that's an error. I think they're going to save that. I think it's dropped by the Knights, and the Panthers will get the ball back. Yes, they will.
Something one of the referees calls goes their way for the Panthers. I don't think Pute should have taken that run. It should have been like Ollie Pache.
Yeah,
They're just dragging everyone back, the Knights.
Just to give a short there to Guys. He's someone I think, although, everything that's happened, I think Guys has probably been the best forward so far today, the Panthers. He's been having some really good runs, decent in defence. They have to work off him because he's probably been their best player as they send it over to Delaney now.
He's certainly become more of a presence in this second half, taking the run-ups, defend. They haven't leaked as many points as they did in the first half, so that's something you got to give Penrith credit.
As bigger, I thought it was going to be on again. Bishovo was there that time. Has learned from the past 2 times he's done that to them. So now it's Tua looking for some space. It's going to be Mata'us who wraps him up there. That's going to be the second tackle.
Mata'us has come back on in all forwards with O'Shea Ole still playing at 6, so that's an interesting change there.
As well, Verano juggles it. He's also, I think, had a decent game today, Verano, but he'll play their 4th tackle. They go short side now. Hone King it is. Morrison gets around him. That's going to be the 5th tackle now. 15 minutes to go in this game. As again, this time it's Christie. I don't think that was.
What's this touchy doing?
Not sure.
Lachlan, you need to have a word to this touchy, man. There's a lot of knock-ons that have gone unnoticed.
I do have to rip in that one. Mark's probably got a little bit lucky there. They go short ball here. That's a great offload there, but again, Newcastle are there. It just feels like I don't even like. On Rugby for especially, you see a lot of blind breaks. The Panthers, as a whole, haven't been too many today. As I say that though, Ollie Pache, that's a great run there. Gets up towards past the 50. He'll play it there. That's 3rd tackle. Sends it over to Callum Irwin. That'll be the 4th tackle. And again, the Knights, they're playing really good at the moment, and I think they send the long ball over. That's better. Pute has a little bit of space, but he's wrapped up there by what looks, I can't even tell. I think that's Logan Smith on that wing. Ollie Pache kicks it over. Pongston takes it. Watch out. He's dangerous. Watch out. Fisher's there to make a good tackle there.
He's held there. Let him up. Right. He's tackle 1.
They've gotten better with this left edge defense, and I think that's credit to Iava coming on for Seamus Wilson.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think they've definitely been better there. And I think it's something they have to work on all week. They have to keep Iava there. I'd be very surprised if next week Seamus Wilson is again starting in the second. Nothing on Seamus Wilson. I just don't think he is in the centre.
Certainly not, no.
And I think Iava showed, but he's definitely a lot better centre than Wilson is. As Barreto now with a run. Not many opportunities in this half as a whole. Obviously 30-10 at half time. It's only 6-0 if you count just this half alone. There's a ricochet there. Fisher now with some space. The Pongston's there and not Panther Styles in this field position there. Could be in a position to make an attack and kick by the end of the set.
Pongston, you can definitely see the polar opposites in defense between Pongston and Fisher. Pongston's got more experience at fullback, however, because of the mines. As Mansour...
That was a good run there by Mansour. 20 minutes out. They're not really in a position to potentially put something on the last. As Delaney just dummies and runs. Can't find any space. That's the 4th tackle. Short ball there. That's a great hit. Picked up by Tua. I think the Knights are trying to make sure under any circumstances the Panthers do not score another one. they want to keep them at 10. And
The mentality of Newcastle is certainly in a forefront of this game. They're not giving up. They're getting offloads, getting 1%ers. It's been great to see. Mark Lee is a great leader from only this first game, from what I'm seeing.
It's short ball with Donny Docklick, but they had Blake Curtin meeting him to make the tackle. 4th tackle. They go short side. Better Don Pongston.
You've played with Cody. You brought him into the squad. Is Cody Mansell a guy who could actually play fullback at a top level?
Oh, I think at some point in his career he would. He's definitely a hard runner. I sort of liken him to maybe the likes of Chattanooga with the ball playing. But I think at the moment, if it was me, I'd be going with Morrison. I think Morrison should give himself a crack there. I just don't think, and nothing on Fisher, I think it's more that he's not made for it. Mika Rashford, and intercept. Mika Rashford is going to do it again. He's going to score 3. What a debut. Someone check the record book. I feel like that's the first time we've seen a rookie score 3 tries on his debut.
I'm going to have to call up Ollie Pache after this game to see when that did happen, because it's unbelievable. Rashford has scored a hat-trick. And not just his first game for the Knights, first game in the SRL. I remember when Seamus Wilson came into the SRL with Para, scored on debut. That was something special for everyone. But what about this? This is history, mate.
Yeah, Rashford. He'd have to be up towards 300 metres. I'm trying to say it's pretty over 300 metres at this point. Mark Lee converts 42 to 10. I think that's a good way of saying it. They have not, to be honest, I think Panthers have done better with the ball in this half, to be completely honest. But the Knights have defended, and they get an opportunity in this set. Mika Rashford shows us what he can do. And that was an absolutely outstanding show by Mika Rashford. He should be, that is, Christmas here, you're right. That was such a great debut. Congratulations, son. Great debut and a great hat-trick to go with it.
Certainly, 7 minutes remaining in the second half. I think everyone in the Knights team can pat themselves on the back. For Penrith, there's been individual performances have been outstanding. Some have been a bit lackluster. Training is going to be hell for him.
Sorry to cut you off there. I think they've got some soul searching to us now. Dr. Lick's now making his way upfield. Rookie hasn't had much ball today, but he's still making his SRL debut nonetheless. They go over here. It's going to go Pongston over there. Maybe Hone King can get one. He's on debut on the other wing. He hasn't got much ball today. It's all with Mika Rashford. Play it there, Vaughan. Gives it there, short ball there to Ferretto. Ferretto has a couple outside runners, gets an offload and back to Vaughan. Maybe they're not done yet. Maybe he's 50 years on the cards tonight. So play it there. 5th tackle. Look like they're going to go for a rubber kick here. They do. Pongston, he's got 4!
Wow. Pongston, I've got a lot to say about Pongston, which I'll say for another time. But he has certainly shown what type of leader he is. And that is a leader that leads by his actions. Not his words, his action. He's scoring, 4 tries? As his first game as vice-captain is certainly leadership.
Yeah, that was an amazing try for Ash Crutch. I want to say Ash Crutch, still Ash Crutch from against his old club. You know, he hasn't been outstanding. Similar to Mike Lee, he hasn't done anything necessarily special. But I think just overall, he's just been very solid. Scored, I think, one of the first tries of the game. Has just been overall solid. Same with Matthew Vaughan. So I think both the halves have just, you know, done their thing. Just ball play what they need to. And now the Panthers, 48-10. This is now a flogging. This is not just Panthers getting beat pretty hard. This is a flogging. And maybe the Knights want to hit 50. If I was the Knights, I'd be aiming for 50. That's a pretty cool margin hit. I actually have to check the record books. This is probably the Knights' biggest win on record, I'd have to imagine. I can't remember them being that last season. I think it's probably the Knights' biggest win on record too, so that's something even better.
I think this win will give them a lot of confidence to say that all the preseason training they did and all the developmental they did throughout the first season paid off. As it's Logan Smith now, he'll take it up just shy of the 50.
He's playing in the centre, not usually a centre, but he just broke through the line there. Just good run from Logan Smith. Ash Crutcher dummies and runs, he'll take it there, 3rd tackle. Goes Doklich. Doklich straight through the line. Can't find any space. That's the fourth tackle. Nice. They want 50. They want 50. Probably more than Panthers going to stop. It goes inside. Ponkston. Ponkston looking for 5. Probably could have had 5 earlier had he have scored. That try, Fisher stopped as the 5th tackle goes back. Vaughan puts it high. Very high. Very good kick. And shoots under it.
I thought they were going to go for another grubber kick because of where the placement was that Ponkston ended up very similar to how he scored, but they don't, and it would be Penrith ball with a 7 tackle set, although that won't amount to much, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to matter. Panthers, they're losing this one probably by 38, and it's a very disappointing game. Maybe they want to get one more. That's a great run from Ollie Pache. I think that's gone on today. It's been decent tonight, Ollie Pache. He's tried to lead, but it hasn't amounted to much. I think some players should hold their head, probably. I think that's what to do. A lot of the tries were very soft. I think, a good amount of them came against the run of play, but they just can't be conceding tries how easily they conceded them.
I agree, and I just seen that play before on the right edge. A lot of players weren't with the ball carrier. They were very far back.
Goes Blair Curtin and it just takes tackle. I think Blair's had enough today. I think it's a little like the other Panthers play, just had enough. He takes the tackle. Not to get one last play here. He's going to go for Redo, who I think's been probably another underrated player, just done his job today. They set up Ponkston and Mika Rashford, who scored, 7 of the 8 tries? That's incredible. 7 of the 8 tries between Mika Rashford and Dom Ponkston.
Outstanding work there from Newcastle to really cement that they could be premiership threats if they continue this role. And have a look. 7 tries between Ponkston and Rashford. That's the future of your club.
That is exceptional.
Newcastle fans.
I said this in the preseason, I don't think Nuts are going to do well. But with what they had to work with, I hope they did well. Because Mark Lee and Tom Ponkston are great leaders. And honestly, they're showing us that they're not just going to be a team that roll over this season. And the Panthers, I think that's what Solskjaer should do. That was not a performance that they should be proud of. That was...
Absolutely not. If we quickly glance over to the Penrith stats, at halftime, they had 0 players at 100.
Yeah.
They have 5 now.
Look, I think Guys and Morrison probably their 2 best players.
Yeah. Delaney kind of slacked off in the second half. I didn't see much of him, but I think that's because...
What could he really do, to be honest?
Yeah, and when he did something well, it was highlighted in the first half because they weren't doing too great. But they kind of did have a back and forth in the second half. So, overall, I think Delaney is someone you can't sleep on.
Panthers had a lot more opportunities in that first 30 minutes of that first half. Knights defended it. Knights got 3 opportunities pretty much, and they scored.
Yeah. Very true.
I think it was a difference in class today. And we talk about round 1, usually you expect a close game. All teams have high hopes. The Panthers, they just... Well, look at this. 308 run meters, 4 line breaks and 3 tries on debut. Only 6 touches. That is literally like over 50 meters per run. That is incredible.
That's insane.
Dom Ponkston, take a bow. This is by far his best performance. Pick Rado back to form. I think that's one of his best performances. Matthew Vaughan, 2 tries, 316 run meters. I think that is incredible. Alex Christie, he didn't do anything special, but 22 low tackles, 0 missed, 126 run meters, and along with a line break, just to add insult to injury to the Panthers side. I think he played really well. Mark Lee, we talked about it in the first half, was a bit more quiet as hooker, but he still ran for 153 run meters, 27 tackles. I think he had a solid game.
It's scary to think that teams can switch on like this after one preseason. I'm interested to see how the other teams now go because I haven't watched any. So it's safe to say the trials that occurred in the preseason could possibly live up to the SRL season.
Look at that. Shames from 5 missed tackles. That just shows how he struggled in this game. Callum Irwin 4. They were down the same side in that first half. I'd imagine probably 3 of them, to be completely honest, or Mick Rashford for 3 tries. Yeah, it's just... I think the Panthers were soul searching to do. That was a very... They needed to be better.
The experiment of that left edge can now be ruled out with a pen. Morrison will probably...
It should be scribbled out.
Yeah.
Thrown in the bin. Never to be done again. That, like... I hate to
John Boy.
but it was poor. It was poor from Panthers. Still round 1. Plenty to go on. Panthers could still win the comp. Nothing to, you know, give your hopes up over yet. But things need to be better. Thank you, Dustin, for joining me. And we will see you guys next time.